it was kind of funny. Right in our own backyard, we found Grub Burger. We had always been a fan of Grub's, had a lot of respect for what Grub did. We played in a very similar space. We didn't necessarily compete head to head in a lot of sites. And so it seemed like a very good fit from the outside. And then once we got in the inside and we met Jimmy and we met the people and the culture, it really became an attractive, compelling opportunity for us.
It's been a interesting 24 months, and to join forces is really appealing for our people, for our brand, and just as Jeff said, the values are the same. Our people operate similarly, and so a lot of the hurdles that a merger would typically bring forth, that they're just not there. We really do fit like a glove.
A merger like this, how would it have been done differently in January of 2019 versus January of 2021, given the pandemic?
It's a great question. I think there would still be very, very compelling reasons to do it beforehand. I think one of the interesting things about both our companies is independently, we took our own path during COVID to actually improve and strengthen our business, to actually improve and strengthen kind of our, what type of an employer we are. And I think both companies came out of COVID just that much stronger. And so, what's cool about this is I think, we're both playing from a position of strength, not weakness, not desperation. And that's really cool. And I think the same would have been true in 2019. But those positive attributes and the acceleration of the improvements of our business only strengthened during, I would say, the later stages of this terrible pandemic. In the initial stages, we both were running parallel paths independently, not even knowing what each other was doing. And I think what in my mind caused kind of an aha moment was the fact that here's an innovative company doing fantastic things and they've got a great team. And to Jimmy's point, I thought we can only get stronger together as we face the uncertainty of what's around the corner, right? We're not quite out of this yet, but with the innovations they made and the innovations we made, from my standpoint, it became a lot more compelling because we figured we can be stronger together and insulate ourselves from some of the problems of being smaller and not having, whether it was capital or human resources, to really grow and strengthen our business.
And Jimmy, from your perspective, what would you say the changes are in the past 2 years that made this deal more attractive now?
More attractive, I think just fighting the forces that we're all fighting. But what's different about this time than 2 years ago is I think, and it's our combined company's first value is open-mindedness. And I think we go into this with a perspective of being open-minded to the other's success and really wanting for our people and for our customers the best of both worlds. And that's been our approach, and it's worked out remarkably well.
Jeff, you mentioned the cultures seem to fit. What would you say the biggest common trait between the two cultures are?
People. Absolutely people. One of the first things that came out of Jimmy's mouth when I was speaking to him was the importance of people, empowering great people. In fact, their core purpose, Grub's core purpose, is helping motivated people achieve their dreams. And I remember it from day one. And coming out of our leadership teams have been spending more and more time together. And that's the number one single thing that resonated with both of us is that people first attitude. I mean, the fact that we're in food and beverage really is incidental. What we're really both great at is growing teams and growing and developing people and helping motivated people achieve their dreams. So I would say that was the number one single thing that for me was, okay, this is great.
And Jimmy, for you?
It is people, but also just the way that we operate, the culture of both companies, and we haven't seen it play out yet at the hourly level. But there are certain levels of management that we have seen it play out, because as Jeff pointed out, we've been working together for quite some time to make this happen. And it's really neat to see the gaps that we had in our company, and then to see the strength of the Hopdoddy team. And when you combine those two, the same sort of deal with real estate, there are very few overlap, and where we had strength or weakness, they had strength, and vice versa. So our teams really fit together quite well, and that helps everything. So just from a leadership standpoint, from Jeff and his team, and then our team combined, it's a very solid team, something that I'm very proud of.
What would you say the biggest differences between the two concepts might be?
That's a great question. I think it's uncanny how similarly we navigated through COVID and how we improved our product offering. So very little differences. We both started out kind of in the same place. We both migrated kind of to the same place during COVID. It was even funny during COVID, we were talking about, launching a virtual brand, and they said, "Oh, we're launching a virtual brand," and we were talking about, "Oh, we're talking about doing a ghost kitchen. Oh, we're talking about doing a ghost kitchen." So, I would say the only differences really is kind of where our growth path took us originally. We started in Texas, and we kind of grew to West Coast in California, Arizona, Colorado, and I would say Grub kind of did the opposite. They started in Texas, and then they kind of grew east into Louisiana, Georgia, and Florida. That's probably the biggest difference we can find.
What do you think the advantages of being a 51 unit company versus being two smaller companies is in this environment?
First thing that comes to mind is healthcare. A larger pool of team members, we can offer better benefits, and that's important right now more so than ever. And then, of course, the things that you would expect, the purchasing power. But then also, I want to hit back on the combined team. We're going to be able to provide a lot better support to our people. And I'm very proud of our team. I know Jeff is very proud of his team, now the combined team. But through COVID, people wore 3-4 hats, and now they have an opportunity to wear one hat and own that hat. And no one really likes to take off hats, but everyone wants to take off hats. So we have a full deck of really talented people, and that's just another reason to do this.
And Jeff, from your perspective?
Yeah, some people think the initial advantage of doing this is some type of G&A expense shave. That's not our play whatsoever. I mean, we are not losing a single person between two combined teams as we come together. To Jimmy's point earlier, we match up and we integrate really, really, really well, and that's become a strength. So to Jimmy's point, definitely see improved support to help us grow faster and more effective in this dynamic environment, whether it's looking at how we grow and improve our off-premise business, how we grow and improve, maybe our virtual brands and that, pursue that strategy, or whether it's pursuing a franchise opportunity or international development. We just have more resources now to attack those opportunities. Our first and foremost opportunity is just to strengthen the initial core of restaurants, to make that integration. But then secondly, it's just really to grow organically. And so the addition of top talented people and the addition of, Jimmy talked about some of these synergies with like our insurance, for example, or our purchasing power. We strengthen our financial wherewithal to grow at a faster clip, and we have the people to help us grow at a faster clip. I mean, in this environment, labor being such a shortage and in demand, we're playing from a position of strength. Now we have a completely full team ready to capture these opportunities that are in front of us. So we see it being quite abundant.
As we wind down here, anything both of you would like to communicate to your prospective companies as you join forces?
So we're excited to make our announcement tomorrow morning to our teams. And in that announcement, it really is all going to be about, the combination of two great teams, two great cultures, two great brands, creating synergies so that we're stronger together. getting back to the notion of 1 + 1 = 3, we really do think that there's a lot there that helps us prepare for growth better and more effectively, to learn from one another. Grub does some extraordinary things. They deliver a great guest experience and a great product. We think Hopdoddy does as well. But the taking and the combining of both those teams, everything from how do we cook a burger, what's our bun recipe procedure, what's our fry procedure, all of those things, in this zippering effect are going to make us stronger together. And we're just starting that process now, and I'm seeing the results already from it. So those are the exciting things that we're going to gain from this.
And how about from your Grub, Jimmy's perspective?
Yeah, really, it's almost the exact same thing. We've been working on this for quite some time, and really have thought through the synergies, the idea of 1 + 1 = 3 or more, and it's proven to be true. And so, anytime you do something like this, anytime anyone does something like this, there's hesitation. There are kind of last minute thoughts of, oh, is this the right decision? And over the past several weeks, it's just become more evident that this is the best thing for our people. It's the best thing for our customers. And to Jeff's point, when you look at the strength of the leadership that is now coming together, it's not something that I've seen before. And I've been in this business for a really long time, and so this is an extraordinary team at the hourly level, at the GM level, and then at the support center. And so the thing that I think I'm most excited about, and that makes this just it's kind of icing on the cake, is the increased level of support that the people that are actually touching our customers are going to get.
Do you both see the brand staying distinguished separately as far as brand identity going forward?
No, I think what we want to do is bring it all under the Hopdoddy name. The original one in College Station more than likely will stay at Grub. We have a Hopdoddy, both of them do really well, but that would be a little odd to have a Hopdoddy in a mile apart. So we foresee that one staying the same, but the others we really want it under one name, and that's going to be Hopdoddy.
Well, good. I was anticipating Grubdoddy, and that was going to be very difficult for me to deal with.